sometimes it's better just to let it be the way it is instead of trying to fix things. I'm not much of a pro, but the people who are can make it look really good, and I'll go back in, and what I like to do when I go back in and correct is I'll just use a little bit of fragrance-free lotion on a Q-tip, and that helps with precision, but honestly it smudges around a lot, and I think it makes things look worse, and when we're this far in, you might not necessarily want to remove a lot of the stuff that's on your face, and like start from scratch. I get focused with the blending, and like who wants to go back over and have to redo a bunch of stuff like that? And if you're like patching small areas with blend stuff, I feel like it would be really hard to get the ratios right and stuff like that. I don't know. I've never tried. I normally just try to deal with the smudge look. Alright, so on this eye, I'm going to try to just follow the curve instead of closing my eye. What I like to do is like tilt my head back so that more of the eyelids are exposed. You can't really see that. Hope you can see this. I'm just trying to keep that curvy shape. That curvy shape. Sorry. Just trying to keep that curvy shape. I don't know how much this helps, but my sister got it for me. It is a mascara primer. It works okay. It's hard to cover up with the mascara itself sometimes, but it does add a little bit of volume, which is what it says. So I kind of like it. It's okay. I think just mascara alone is fine too, but I have the primer, so I'm using it. And again, if you tilt your head back, I feel like it's easier to get the lashes only and not like the eyelids. First, I had a lot of issues with like closing my eyelids because I was getting something so close here. Now, I think at first I was just like, oh, don't worry about it, like you'll be okay. Even if you poke your eye, like it's a mental game, just convince your mind that it's not a threat and you won't be as likely to close your eye. Now I just found this tip the other day and I found it really helpful. Gonna start open and close your eye and spin, kind of like to flare up the eyelashes. And what I was just doing there was I had this little eyelash that wants to like pop down, not every time, but most of the time you'll be able to kind of use the primer or mascara to spin that up and out of your eye. This one's persistent. It's been bugging me for like 2 weeks now, so I'm just kind of dealing with it. Sometimes mascara stings, sometimes the little eyelash stings. Just a part of life, I guess. I think it's recommended that you do both upper and lower eyelashes. I don't. I just do the upper because I think doing the lower looks weird. And I've got this little technique where I kind of like move back and forth here instead of up and down. And I find that helps keep mascara off my eyelids, which doesn't look the worst because it's kind of still like the eyeliner is to make the eyelashes look bigger. So it's like you've got a little bit of eyeliner there, but it can look inconsistent. And there it is with mascara. Something to say about it. Like as a kid, mascara was the only thing I would play with on my face and lipstick. But I don't know what I was going to say about that. Hopefully I can before I get too far into the video and it doesn't make sense. My next and final eye step is just going to be to do eyebrows. Oh, clip-ons. A lot of people like to do clip-on eyelashes, or like stick-on eyelashes, or eyelash extenders. I like them, and I got them to work as a child, but last time I tried them, they were just a hassle. And honestly, with the volumizing primer and with the mascara, I think it adds enough of an eyelash look to be more feminine. But if you like an even more feminine look, those eyelash extenders look really good, I think. And so another thing I don't do that a lot of trans women do, and it looks really good when they do, is to get their eyebrows shaped. I think I've looked at my eyebrows, and so what you want to do is go higher here, because mine are like so low naturally, close to the bone. I feel like if I shape them, then the shape would be too low, like where the majority of the eyebrow is, it's too low, so I wouldn't have like the high up eyebrows. So I've just been kind of doing a little bit of just like drawing on over my eyebrows, because my eyebrows are super light. I guess you could also get them removed and draw them on. I used to hate the look, then I love the look. I do mine with a pencil, but I've also found you can just use a little bit of like the powder eyeliner I've been doing. It's darker, which is more masculine, and if I mess up, I have to go thicker to kind of correct, which is more masculine, technically speaking. So it's a little bit harder, but it's definitely a bolder look. So if I can get it thin, it looks really good, because like back when eyebrows being on fleek was a thing, girls were all like, oh, thicker eyebrows, and I really like that. And I feel like that trend hasn't really died so much. So yeah, what I do for mine, there's lots of different ways to do it. Like curved is feminine, you can do straight, you can look up eyebrow shapes online, but what I like to do is like straight up like this, and then kind of straight down, but kind of curved, and the whole thing slightly curved, but a little bit more focus on going straight up and then down. You kind of want your eyebrows to end right where your wing is, and you want them to start pretty close together is more feminine. Like a longer, thinner eyebrow is more feminine. But you don't want them too close, because you don't want like a monobrow look, or unibrow, I guess. So right about here is where I'll start mine. Just kind of like streaking it in little short streaks. And that kind of mimics hair a little bit. I used to do a full line, and a line, a line, a line, all the way across. I found that looked better, but whenever my pencil kind of isn't in the perfect shape, it doesn't work so well. And it leaves it looking really patchy and messed up. So this is more consistently helpful, no matter what sharpness my pencil is. I like to turn my head so I can kind of see a little bit more of what I'm doing over here. I find that helps a lot. You can see my line like improve drastically with the curviness and not just like flaring out when I did that. And I think you go thicker here, and then it thins out by the time it gets here, ideally. And then it thins out by the time it gets here, ideally. Sorry, can't say that one well. And my femme voice. And my femme voice. And my femme voice. And I also find, like, if it's a consistent thickness, it looks really good when it thins out, but if you're correcting, just try to keep it consistent, I guess. I don't know if that's a pro tip or just a me tip, but yeah. If you do want to thin it out more, just like extend it a little bit further down. I think helps. I extended it further down, but kind of messed up again, so I had to make it thick again. And I used to be really good at like making my eyebrows a little bit more even, but